G'day everyone, welcome back to Pete's Investing. Today is May 11, 2023. This is the US S&P 500 update. We've got the weekly, which is our major trend indicator, the daily, as well as the trend. We also look at the support resistance lines and any Fibonacci's. And on the hourly, we trade using the trend direction of the weekly and daily. So let's look at each of these. On the weekly, first off, we look at the triple moving average, 3, 5 and 60 is in alignment with the CCI 150 moving averages 5 and 50. If they are, as in they were bullish a few weeks ago, that was showing this is showing a bullish signal. They're both bearish in those weeks. It shows a bearish signal, and if where we are today, it's showing a neutral signal, which means one of the indicators is not lining up with the other. So avoid going long or short based on the weekly trend of the S&P. On the daily, you can see there it's broken to the upside for a bullish movement only, but again we need to see that align with the weekly to be more positive about going long. Now also I've got here a support at 34.90 and a key resistance at 41.93. We've also drawn this diagonal ascending line and this descending line as well. You can see there it's been gravitating along those lines and it's currently sort of bouncing or sticking to this ascending line in the short term. So let's see where it goes. Will it break this resistance? Not sure yet. We need to see the weekly break to the upside as well to be more confident about going long. Insofar as trading, again, one of our trading strategies, we use the candle breakout from the fractal and we take short positions where that aligns. And again, we only take positions when the weekly and daily are in a upswing. One thing we also look out for is any divergence. And just for a quick lesson, we look at, see here for example, there was a divergence, a bearish divergence on the CCI versus a bullish divergence on the price chart, and ultimately it did break to the downside. So when it does do that, we need to be mindful of that and potentially be aware of that when it happens. There was let's go back to the daily. I did notice a bearish divergence back here. You can see there during that period there was a bearish divergence on the CCI versus a bullish divergence on the price chart, and ultimately when it did break, it broke to the downside quite nicely. So always pay attention to those when trading. Now I've also got up here on the hourly, I've got this back test, and you'll notice there's a couple of few instances where there was averaging down happening. So averaging down where you add to your position, we don't use stop losses. Now to avoid these positions where you add a lot more than you need to, again we need to make sure the weekly and the daily are aligned. So you'll notice back here during this position, during those areas, if you look at the if I move the cursor there on the weekly, you can see that grey line on the daily and the hourly. You would have avoided taking long trades, and again this back testing is long positions only, so you would have avoided taking long trades during this period because that was showing no long trades in that area. So the first long trades you would have taken would have been potentially that one there where it showed the weekly and the daily aligning. So you would have avoided taking those, and it would have been a small long trade entered there. Now again with that one there, you'll notice there on the weekly you probably wouldn't have taken that as well because that weekly stopped showing long positions at that point there. So you might have just entered one long position there and then stopped entering again, so you wouldn't have entered the second lot. So again, you might be in a bit of a drawdown during that period, but again if you play this properly, you'll be in a profitable position. I'm running this program throughout the whole time period. I'm not discriminating between the weekly and daily trends. And again, to go short, you just do the reverse of the strategy and take short positions. So to understand how to trade this and other trading strategies, reference my Patreon page in the links below. Subscribe and support the channel further there. We use scan for stocks, currencies and commodities, and we look at so subscribe, like and share the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in a future video.